The service marketing triangle for bank marketing. The service marketing triangle emphasizes three different coinciding elements. It includes internal marketing, external marketing, and interactive marketing. The principle is that when companies take care of their employees are more likely to work diligently to take care of customers who were attracted to the banks by external marketing. The intangible nature of services impacts on bank marketing. In addition to the hard work, discipline, and creativity, several factors impact success of the bank business. First, need a solid business plan. On top of that, then it needs excellent operations capabilities. And of course, superior marketing. A bank is a service organization and as such is part of the service industry. It seems obvious that it in the service business. But what exactly does that means? It means that it is providing a product that is consumed at the time it is produced. When what it provides adds value in forms that are essentially intangibles, it has a service. It is different than product marketing. The intangible nature of services necessitates a different approach to bank marketing. Unlike products, services cannot be inventorized or displayed, returned, or resold. Delivery and satisfaction depend significantly on employee action. Customers play a key role in the transaction. There is no sure knowledge that the service delivered matches what was planned or promoted. These differences impact the way banks need to market services. It wouldn't be surprised if many people think marketing is about how banks are going to advertise and promote their bank. True, that's going to be important. In this industry, though, repeat business and referrals will be extremely critical. So, marketing is actually will take more than only advertising on the internet, TV, mobile, social media, radio, or in the newspaper, or sending out coupons. The three sides of service marketing triangle. To begin marketing in bank, they need to think of marketing in three parts, like three equal sides of triangle. We will call the parts external, interactive, and internal. Through the external marketing efforts, banks are making a promise to their customers on what they can expect from the banks and how they will deliver this promise. These efforts will include advertising, sales, promotions, the design and decor of facility, the service process itself, and pricing strategies. Consistent and realistic promises are made through external communication vehicles. The first important step is to decide what it is the promise. Is that security for money, interest or investment, quick loan scheme, business consultation, leasing, lending, mortgage, or pawning? Interactive marketing is the next side of the triangle. This is where banks keep promise. It is vital that they look at their business from their customers' point of view. No surprise here. For a bank, promise is kept or broken by the employees the bank hired. When a customer interacts with bank staff, there is what known as movement of trust. That movement of trust, when the promise is kept or broken, that remember promises are tested every time the customer interacts with the bank. Internal marketing is about enabling staff, all staff from bus staff to host staff to serving staff to counter staff to deliver the promise. In the service business, people are a key part of marketing mix. The customer has an expectation of service. If banks don't know what the customer expects, don't create service standards, don't deliver on the service standards, and or the service performance doesn't match the promises made, banks will have what's knowledge as a gap. These gaps can put the banks out of the business. It is critical to know the market and customers. If banks opening a new branch which must believe that has something better to offer and can better serve some customer need and want. Today the demand for banking services is continuously rising, customer number is growing. Banks need to do market and customer research. It is the only way to expose opportunities for growth. Common questions want to be able to answer include through the marketing research. What are today's best banks? Major customer trends such as e-cash system, mobile banking. Do they use this data to understand the impact these trends have on bank business and how they can capitalize on these trends? How will these trends influence the way bank design, process, retail and promote banks? Important environmental changes. What we have been facing, coronavirus pandemic, which has created new methods in banking system and delivery methods to deliver the banking services. Maintaining social distance and disinfected cash transfer, mobile banking services are the challenges created by this COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. The first critical steps in marketing in banks is to know what the customer expects. Once understand the expectations, stand a better chance of being able to deliver to them. Start by carefully picking an appropriate target market. This is the group of customers most likely to respond favorably to bank. The target group which identified needs to be large enough to provide enough sales to make bank viable. To define the target market, banks will need to segment the market. They can segment markets a variety of ways: demographically, income, age, gender, occupation based; psychographically, for example, activities, hobbies, opinions based; purchasing behavior and usage rate geographically and by needs, for example, economic, social, and physiological basis. Then banks need to answer the questions to have more knowledge about the competitions and the banking industry. Then the bank can have more knowledge about the customers, markets, and the competitors by answering the questions: what income level responds most favorably to the type of banks? What age groups? What specific professionals or occupations? Do singles, large, medium, or small families respond more favorably? What levels of educations? Does the target market perform or take part in certain activities more than others? If so, which ones? Are the target customers more likely to have certain hobbies? If so, which ones? What advantage might you gain from targeting customers according to lifestyle? What needs does bank fulfill? Is it just a quick loan, a leasing, or self-startup credit? Once the bank answers these questions, they can develop a profile of their target and then tailor their marketing campaign and messages to these customer groups. Therefore, using the service triangle is very important in the banking industry. Therefore, banks can use the service triangle to service the customers that is the most appealing to the target market and sets apart from competition. Be clear in promise and never lose sight of those moments of trust is very important in the banking sector marketing. In this video lesson, you have learned how the service marketing triangle can be used in banking sector. So there are three coincides in the triangles: internal marketing, external marketing, and interactive marketing. Here the internal marketing means the relationship between the organizations and the employees. How the organizations are treating their employees is very important. That is called internal marketing. And the other side is external marketing. That is the relationship between the firm and the customer. And the other coincide is that relationship between the employee and the customer. Here the internal marketing is directly impact on interactive marketing. That means the relationship between the firm and the employee staff reflect on the relationship between the employee and the customer in the banking sector. Therefore, it is very important to managing the people in banking sector to have a quality and promised services to the customers. Thank you.